Hello students. Today we'll learn a beautiful poem written by Toru Dutt to express the beauty of her garden Bagimari, which was on the outskirts of Kolkata. The title of the poem is A Sea of Foliage. It is a sonnet, and sonnet means a short poem of 14 lines with particular poetic structure. Today, let's now know something about the poetess. She was one of the first Indian poetesses who got a prominent place in the history of Indian English literature. But you will see, unfortunately, she didn't become famous while she was alive. But the world came to know about her as an important poetess only after 100 years of her death. She was born on 4th March 1856 in Kolkata. As you know, students, at that time India was under the British rule. She was born to father Govind Sundar Dutt and mother Kshetrimoni Dutt. She had spent her childhood in Kolkata. Part of her education was in England and in France. Thus, she had learned English and French. Later, the family came back to India. She was very good in Bengali, English, French, and later on became proficient in Sanskrit too. She had written poems in English and French, and she was a translator also. She died on August 30th, 1856 in Kolkata. She was at that time just 21 years old. But you will see, even such a short span of life could not stop her to becoming an important author, poetess, novelist, and translator of India. Bagimari is considered to be one of her excellent poems. The title of the poem, A Sea of Foliage, is very suggestive and it reflects her love for nature and her fondness towards her happy childhood days. Students, I just want to ask you, have you got gardens in your homes? Many of you will say yes. What plants are there? Do you like flowers? Yes, I too. And there can be diversified answer. I want you to see now this album and then see the different shades of green. The word foliage means greenery. Okay? I want you to concentrate on the different shades of the color of green. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the different shades of green. In this poem, Toru Dutt compares the foliage, that is greenery, surrounding her family garden with the sea in Kolkata. While the sea has an unchanging color, her garden is filled with different shades of green. Now, let's begin with the poem and read the first stanza. A Sea of Foliage by Toru Dutt.
A sea of foliage girds our garden round,
But not a sea of dull, unvaried green. Sharp contrasts of all colors here are seen. The light green graceful tamarins abound. Amid the mango clumps of green profound, and palms arise like pillars grey between, and over the quiet pools the seamers lean, red and startling like a trumpet's sound. Children, see the meanings of these words. Foliage means different kinds of plants, vegetation or greenery. Unvaried means without any change, which is constant. Contrast, difference. Like contrast of black is white. Abound, which is in large number. Clumps, bunches. Green profound means here it is used dark green color for mangoes. Seamers, silk cotton trees with red flowers. Lean means in a slopy or we can say tilted position. Now let's understand the first stanza. In these lines, Toru Dutt describes the natural and scenic beauty of a garden. As I have told you in the beginning that her home garden is on the outskirts of Kolkata. It is bordered by a large number of trees with their bright and different colored foliage with the vivid splashes of green. That means we are talking about different shades of green. The leaves of various trees of this garden are so colorful that there are no dull colors among them. Yes, the sea near her home may look dull with the same blue-green water, but her sea of foliage, that is her garden, is not at all dull. Green color has different shades as you saw in the digital album. The poetess has shown the sharp contrast of the green color beautifully. There are shades of light green color, of graceful or we can say magnificent tamarind trees among the groups of deep green color mango trees. You can witness dull green color palms standing high with glory. Here the palm trees are compared with tall grey pillars. There are many seamus trees in her garden which are laden with red flowers, giving a bright, happy and vibrant look. Thus, it seems to be leaning over the peaceful pool. Toru is sitting in front of her garden and she is overwhelmed by seeing the beautiful nature, and she is surprised at the same way when someone listens to the sounds of trumpets and gets soaked in it completely. She speaks about the amazing and beautiful creation of God in the first stanza and appreciates it. Now I am going to read the second stanza. You can see on your screen. But nothing can be lovelier than the ranges of bamboos to the eastward when the moon looks through their gaps and the white lotus changes into a cup of silver. One might swoon, drunken with beauty then, or gaze and gaze on a primeval Eden in amaze. See the meaning, children? Lovelier means attractive or stunning. Swoon means feeling dizzy, or we can say intoxicated. Gap, space between bamboo trees. Gaze, look in admiration. Primeval, the first or ancient. Eden, the garden where God created Adam and Eve. In amaze means in wonder or in surprise. So children, now the explanation of the last 6 lines goes like this. In this stanza, Toru says that the lines of bamboo trees which are standing to the eastward look lovelier in the moonlight than the other trees present in her garden. At the night time, the moon shines through the bamboo trees. The poetess here shows her strong imaginative power and says that the white lotus flowers in her pool looks like a cup of silver in the middle of such natural beauty. This scene is so attractive, or we can say captivating, that one might almost faint. But this fainting is due to happiness, or feel like hypnotized by the mesmerizing beauty of nature. And gaze means look in wonder, and gaze in wonder as if he or she is present in the Garden of Eden. Garden of Eden means the first garden created by the Almighty God for Adam and Eve. And the God created it and made it very beautiful. It was extremely beautiful. So you can see Toru compares her garden with the Garden of Eden. And she says her garden is also no less beautiful. That means she likes and loves her garden too much. She likes the shades of green and the red color simul flowers. And she says that it is very beautiful amidst being in the nature. Okay students, this was the explanation of this wonderful poem, as it talks about the amazing nature and its flora and fauna. Thus becomes favorite of many readers. It's one of my favorite poems too. Hope you have enjoyed listening and understanding this poem. We should always remember that we should have our aims high, like Toru Dutt. She was a real hero of her time. She achieved what she desired. She was loving, emotional, and very close to the Mother Nature. That's why even today we are able to enjoy her poems thoroughly. Children, at your homes, you too can help your parents in watering the plants and taking care of pets. Try to be close to nature and learn from it. And your homework, you may learn the poem and all the meanings which we have discussed today. Bye and take care.